SAFM, South Africa's news and information leader.
Thanks, Nancy. Hundreds of women ripped off by a conference organizer and dozens hurt in a stampede by job seekers. Hundreds of women have been left reeling after a Johannesburg man disappeared with the money they paid to attend a high-profile women's conference in Cape Town next week. The Women in Power Summit, set to take place at the Ritz, was being organized by Endeleo Holdings, but its CEO, Phumudzo Makhado, is nowhere to be found. Melanie Moses is on the story.
It was the perfect plan. Women were contacted through various networking sites and invited to what promised to be an awesome conference. But it's turning out to be a scam. The company's CEO, Phumudzo Makhado, is nowhere to be found. He's moved out from the offices he'd been renting and his cell phone number is unavailable. The hotel has cancelled the booking due to non-payment. The travel agency has cancelled all flights booked through them, and various service providers have been left in the red after not being paid. This isn't the first time Makhado has been investigated for fraud. He's also alleged to have swindled a Limpopo man of 200,000 rands after using a fake email address in the name of a senior government official. Melanie Moses, SABC News, Johannesburg.
4 of the 7 men accused of murdering lesbian Zoliswa Ngonyana in February 2006 have been found guilty of her murder in the Khayelitsha Regional Court. In her judgment, Magistrate Radia Wettam said the evidence of 2 state witnesses convinced the court that the men took part in the stoning and stabbing of Ngonyana. 19-year-old Ngonyana, who lived openly as a lesbian, died only meters from her home in Khayelitsha. Wettam acquitted the other 3, saying their presence at the scene of the crime is not enough for the court to find them guilty of her murder. Free State Police have stressed that no one has been killed during the stampede incident at Transnet's Schools of Rail in Bloemfontein earlier today. This after thousands of people who are job seekers flocked to the school. Police spokesperson Chaka Marope.
During the process, some of them they were satisfied about the whole shortlisting process, and majority of them they forced entry into the locked gate. And during the process, about 66 of them were injured. 1 of them is critically injured, and 5 were seriously injured. And those of them, 66 of them, were admitted at the Pelonome Hospital. At this stage, there's no case open by the police.
While birthday celebrations for Archbishop Desmond Tutu were underway at the St. George's Cathedral, a small group of people led by the Reverend Alan Story of the Central Methodist Church in Cape Town displayed a banner decrying government's delays in processing the visa application of the Dalai Lama. Reverend Story says they are disappointed that the Dalai Lama has to miss the celebrations.
The banner says South Africa betrayed for 30 pieces of yuan, which is the currency of China. And we're having a play on the words 30 pieces because Judas betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. And we are saying that this country, our constitutional democracy, has been betrayed, selling out to China, not allowing of the Dalai Lama to come in here.
Meanwhile, Tutu shared an emotional moment with his former right-hand man, Bishop Charles Albertine, during the church service. The crying Tutu was moved by the words of Albertine, who was delivering the sermon. Albertine arrived almost an hour late for the sermon. Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe and chairperson of the Desmond Tutu Peace Center, Advocate Dumiso Ntsebeza, were also spotted hugging each other during passing of peacetime during the service. Ntsebeza was at loggerheads with Motlanthe 2 days ago over the granting of a visa for exiled Tibetan spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama. Ntsebeza wrote an open letter to Motlanthe challenging government to grant the Dalai Lama a visa in a last-minute attempt. And finally, this year's Nobel Peace Prize has been won by 3 women. Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Liberian peace activist Lima Bowie and Tawakkul Karman from Yemen took the honors. The awarding committee said they deserved to share the prize for their non-violent struggle for the safety of women and women's rights.